G'day, it's Fish, the Beach Bum Investor, here for your cryptocurrency report and discussion for the 28th of November 2017. Just going to pop over to the chat. Won't be a sec. It's been an interesting 24 hours in the economy. That seems to be my tagline opening the show. Bitcoin itself is surging towards the $10,000 mark and did actually touch that $10,000 mark and over on several exchanges. G'day, Hourglass, Z, what's going on? BB Junkie, Floyd, everyone's starting to roll in from the Crypto Wave investment crew. Good to see you all. Excited about this project we're involved in, guys. We can announce it now because we have officially secured our position in the pre-sale. Grinkers, how are you? So we've been taking a look. One that we've been keeping a little bit quiet is Qlink. Now, Qlink actually, the pre-sale actually starts for that today with the ICO following up in December. So it's a really, really interesting project. It's one that I really like the look of the team of. They have a lot of real-world business experience, and they're spread across a good region of Asia in China, Hong Kong. Yeah, a couple of Singapore is another one. So really good-looking team, and I'm excited about getting in on that. Been a really positive response over on Telegram from the team that I've been dealing with. Over at Qlink, they seem very organised. They're also doing that I guess arbitrage in their own ICO by allowing you to match your Ether investment, like every 10 NEO is equivalent to 1 Ether according to their ICO structure. So it is actually a really good arbitrage opportunity at the current prices between now and Ethereum. Hey Pablo, how you going, man? So yeah, we're excited about that one. We've got I think I'm not sure exactly how long to get everything together, but it shouldn't take too long anyway. It's a good looking ICO, and I'm really excited about it. As I said, probably the strongest team in terms of business experience that I've actually looked at investing in. So really excited about it. Hey Lightspeed, how are you? Oh, did I say one? Yeah, well, I meant 1 NEO to 10 Ether. Sorry, Hourglass. How are you, man? Yeah, Hourglass has just corrected me. If I said 1 Ether to 10 NEO, I meant it the other way around. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, it's a really exciting ICO. Venture capital stage for sure. They're looking to raise $15 million during the token sale and looking to get really into the telecommunications industry. And I was reading some of the chat on the Telegram group, and not only are they looking at software, but long term they're also looking to acquire hardware, which is really, really interesting. And if you have a look at their white paper, they've already got a working product as well, which is awesome. Primarily, they'll be starting with data sharing. And you guys know I like this whole idea of sharing resources, like digital resource sharing. You know, Substratum, we got into, what's the other one we got into? We got into Gladius, of course, with the bandwidth sharing to fight DDoS attacks. And now we're looking at Qlink. So it seems to be an emerging market within the economy. I've said, you know, decentralized exchanges. I've said proof of stake. I've said anonymous currencies. 2018 is going to be the year. I really think that shared resources, shared digital resources, are going to open up a whole lot of opportunities. BTC not being above 9.7 on Binance. Yeah, I will clarify that. It has touched 10,000 on some exchanges. Now, if you want to be super critical, it did actually touch 10,000 on Zimbabwe exchanges a long time before this. So follow Zimbabwe. They're obviously leading the market in Bitcoin. But yeah, they were paying 10,000 a coin for it a while back. I'm not sure where it's sitting on that Zimbabwe exchange at the moment. Yes, I do just want to clarify the 10,000 that it hit was on several exchanges, not all of them. Crypto Chronicus said Qlink is 600 million tokens total. Exactly, man. 600 million tokens, and I think we're paying 3 or 4 cents for them. Depends on where NEO is. But I was actually again reading some more on the Telegram, and I believe they're going to actually adjust it accordingly with any price rises that happen on NEO, because they've said very clearly that they need $15 million in funding to continue the project from its current stage of development. I like the project. I really do. I'd advise you to have a look at the team, research the team, and that's one of the things that really was attractive to me. The other is the region that they're setting up in Asia, big driving factor in the crypto economy, and thirdly, the industry that they're getting into. And if you guys want to know why I'm so passionate about Qlink, you can check out the video call, the video where I streamed my customer service call with Telstra. So I'd love to see the telecommunications industry decentralized, to be honest. So especially in Australia. Sorry to everyone holding Telstra shares, which is most of Australia, but I'd rather, for the greater good, I honestly believe we're better off just going decentralized. Mark G, giving up on Kraken. Oh, Mark G's back with a Kraken rant. I haven't tried it, dude. Giving up on Kraken, transferring coins to Bitfinex to buy coins. Luckily, transferring from Kraken is working. One of their team was an Alibaba investor in the beginning. That speaks volumes. Yeah, I'll just clarify that, BB Junkie, one of their advisors, not one of the core team, man. One of the advisors is actually from Alibaba, yeah. Yeah, I think he was like one of the capital venture people for Alibaba. So yeah, there's a really strong core team and a really strong team of advisors behind the project. Anyone who is in our investment group, we do have an ICO channel opened up for that. You're welcome to take a look in there. What's going on with Bittrex, says Hourglass? Well, I have had some complaints. I've heard several people saying a few different things, actually, man. So one of the things that I had, obviously, was my sell order cancels and my buy order cancels, and I'll now be switching, just to everyone who does use Bittrex, to all orders over 28 days old will be cancelled. Unfortunately, that caused me to miss some really good sells on exclusive coins, so I was a bit gutted about that. But now that I know the system now, so I'll just make sure I'm keeping an eye on it. You do have to keep, it didn't cost me huge money or anything, but on percentages, it was good gains. But yeah, other than that, they are going through a couple of things at the moment as well. I think they're trying to verify a lot of accounts again. They've released several statements recently. So, as I said, I don't really think increasing the trade size is necessary. Hey Joe, just had a bit of a wrap up on Qlink, man. We can start talking about it now because Fishy secured it at pre-sale level. So yeah, Qlink looks to be a good project. Joe, another one that Joe found. Joe found Icon as well. So this is from the guy who bought you Icon. It's a good looking one. Z sent me one that looks really promising as well, in the same vein as Icon almost. And I'm really keen to take a look at it. I just ran out of time with all the organising last night. It's a pretty labour-intensive process getting all these investments together. You've got to keep spreadsheets and make sure everything's accounted for. I know the blockchain does that, but I like to back it up. Arrogant, right? Backing up the blockchain. Yeah, so sorry, yes, advisor was on the team page. Yes, that's correct. Hey, Zhao. Lightspeed. Today I heard of something called Black Moon, and they have a really sick video. What do you think about them? Just another altcoin? I haven't looked into it. Good question, Lightspeed. We do have a bit of an investment crew, man. Most of them are on, well, not most of them. We have an investment crew of over 150 people, but a few of them are on the chat now. Guys, if anyone has had a look at Black Moon, can you please help out Lightspeed and just give your opinion? And Lightspeed, you are welcome, man, to join our Discord group. And you're welcome to put that question up in the crypto chat channel and get the group of get the opinion of 150 different investors. That's what we do. We're a discussion group. We don't all invest in the same coin. We look at everything from high risk to ICO to blue chips, but it's a discussion group, man. So you're welcome to join and ask that question, because I can't really give you an answer right now. I haven't looked at it. Okay, just did some quick maths. If Qlink tokens was on the top 100 spot today with 600 million tokens and $66 million US market cap, it would put each Qlink token at 11 to 12 cents each. Yeah, and I think that's very, very achievable, and I think that would put us at 3x from ICO. This is no exaggeration. I have attempted 100 times to do one trade on Kraken today. Not one went through, man. That's see, like, as much as I said the thing with Bittrex was a bit annoying, look, honestly, they've been super reliable for me. So I've got to give props where props are due. Yeah, so we'll see what happens going forward, whether they take, whether they do look to be something that's going to have $10 minimum investments and things like that. And whether they're going to keep it actively trading by making you reset your orders every 28 days. That's certainly possible. I think the centralized exchanges run risks, okay? Because look, there are certain exchanges that are quite heavy-handed, especially with getting your coin listed. We've been quoted amounts that in excess. I'll give you ballpark figures because I don't want to quote anything, but we have been quoted figures in excess of 50 BTC, 50, in excess of that to be listed on exchanges. And to me, it seems like they're holding the coins to ransom. It's like, oh, well, we know availability is important, and I don't know. I just think that sort of attitude could bite them in the bum come decentralized exchange year, which will be 2018, I have no doubt. So we'll see what happens. It's an interesting thing, but to me, like, if you're opening an exchange, surely more coins attracts more people to the exchange. So it is in your best interest to add coins, especially sought after coins, top market cap coins. That's my personal opinion, of course. Hourglass. I haven't been. I hate my scrolling. I just lost your comment. I haven't been keeping any track of my buys and sells. Ha ha ha. Is that terrible? Hourglass, that is called hodling, my friend. Nothing wrong with that tactic in this economy. As long as you're picking the right projects, bro. That's the main thing. Where are you guys up to? Beach?
Yeah.
I might have to sit here doing crypto chat.
Yeah. See you.
See you guys.
See you.
Yeah, saw that one, Pablo. It was good to see, man. Pablo's just mentioning that Icon is up to $1.42 on the futures market and hit BTC. Really good. Another crypto wave investment crew, ICO investment that Joe bought us to us. So it's the same guy who bought us that as bought us Qlink to have a look at, and we're pretty impressed again. So thanks again to Joe. And yeah, the crew's done very, very well if we hit markets at those prices. I think most people are pretty bullish on it. I think that they believe that those figures will be exceeded once it actually hits major markets. Now, one thing to keep in your mind is that this run up has happened for a reason. And the reason is that Icon investors received an email. Now, I haven't even looked at mine yet because I've been so busy running around doing the Qlink investment, but the KYC process has completed for Icon. Now they are going to be sending back the investments, the ether that was invested, to people who didn't pass their KYC process. Now those coins will be burnt, and that essentially reduces the overall market cap. And we know by the rules of supply and demand, that actually helps all of us. Dogs, stop barking. Yeah, so really, really positive stuff for us. And that also indicates that it won't be too long now until we're starting to hit exchanges with Icon. So really looking forward to that. Hey, by the way, Gladius, the other ICO, I know we've been ICO heavy, but I've seen it, we've gotten good value, I think. So Gladius is releasing news about exchanges within the next 7 days. That's what I read on the Telegram group. So that's... well, that might have been on their Discord group, but it was on the Telegram group and someone brought it over. So, yeah, that's great news. I haven't caught up with Alex in the last couple of days. I've just been letting him do his thing. I'm sure he's a busy man collecting millions of dollars for his pre-sale. So, yeah, last time I checked, the total was around the 7 million mark. It does fluctuate, of course, with the fluctuations in Ethereum itself, but really, really impressive venture capital raising from the Gladius team there, and well done to them. All right, let's have a look at some of the coins that are on market and catch up with the chat a bit. BTC bought to hit 9.8. My very first trade on Bitfinex before I could find where to see if it was accepted. I got a pop-up that said filled. Hey dog, in the house. Haven't seen bro for ages. Damn, everything in the green with BTC still hitting 10K. Prepare for a correction, mates. Is Hourglass's opinion. Hourglass's opinion. Everyone has their own opinion. Some people are calling 20 grand. Now we've hit that 10 grand figure. Let's go for 20. Look, I think eventually it can get there for sure, but I honestly think there's a bit of distance between 10 and 20. You guys got to remember that. You got to bring on doubling the market cap of Bitcoin is not an easy feat. Hourglass, yo. Okay, I'm getting down to, I've missed a whole bunch because this slider thing's not working on me. Nada N, when does the first hour sale end? Okay, Hourglass wanted to get in on Icon and add it to the hodl list. Got to keep tabs on this. Yeah, I don't know how many takers you'll get for that $1.50 trade that was being offered over at because we actually do internal trades at the Discord group, and there's a bunch of Icon because we bought a stack at ICO between the group. And so some people who weren't able to get in based on their residency or certain circumstances at the time of the ICO have actually purchased pre it hitting markets off other members of the Discord group at $1.50 was basically the going rate. So I tell you what, I mean, it's fluctuated around that mark, but where it's sitting pretty close to release, we evaluated the market fairly reasonably. I said at the time, look, guys, I think that's a fair, it wasn't me who proposed it, but I said, I think it's a fair trade price. I think short term, the guys have done a quick flip on their ICO before it's even hit markets, have made really good profit. But in the long term, I think $1.50 is going to be good buying. So I think everyone wins there. No trade fees. Just catching up, guys. Sorry. Hey, Pete. Chris, what's going on? Just catching up. The Qlink first hour sale, it's like 50% extra. Nada, I hadn't heard about that one, man. I don't think there is a first hour sale for 50% extra that I was aware of. I would be surprised if they were going to give a better bonus to first hour people than strategic investors. But I will look into that. Thank you for the heads up, man. It's good news. Hourglass is calling $10 Icon in the first month, putting the company valuation at $4 billion. Look, I don't think it's unachievable, but I think that would be overhyped for a stage of development because we still want to see some ICOs released on it, guys, or some other, some DApps released on it. We want to see some real world progress after it releases, right? Can't just go, oh, it's the best thing Korea's ever seen. It's the Samsung of blockchain is what it's been called. So, Samsung was big in Korea for a long time, and then it exploded on the world stage and become one of the, the electronics giants. And they're saying Icon's going to do a similar thing. It'll be big in Korea and then boom, explode onto the world stage of crypto. Jace, if ICX is above $2 after 24 hours, my wife gets a dog. Please go to $1.99. Yeah, man, when we were talking about, Jason and I went for a surf yesterday. Oh, PS, Jace going for another one after the show today, if you can. Same bank, I think. Anyway, Jason and I went for a surf yesterday. He goes, oh, fish. If Icon goes above $2 on opening day, I got to get my wife a dog. And I went, that was a stupid bet because even if it just touches over there, I think it might spike to $2, which means inevitably people will FOMO and it'll probably drive it to 220 before it dips down. So if it dips down. So, Jace, I think you better start thinking of dog names, mate. Because I reckon that could be, with the futures market trading at $1.50 for a coin you don't even physically get until everything, it's supposed to be an IOU, but I know a lot of people, including myself, aren't comfortable buying under those terms off an exchange. So, yeah, man, start thinking of dog names. She said she'll call the dog Icon. You might as well. That's awesome. Let's have a look. She said NVM, that's definitely a fake site. NVM. Not sure what we were talking about there. Sorry, I might have missed some of the previous chat. G'day, Nada. How are How long do you think it will take Qlink tokens to get listed on exchange? Crypto Chronicus says an announcement coming out about that in the next 7 days. But Crypto Chronicus, we've got access to the man himself on our Discord group, the CTO. Alex is over on our Discord group, man. So I'm sure he won't mind a question about that. You can either pop it up in our Qlink. How long do you think it will take Qlink? Sorry, I was thinking Gladius. Qlink, I don't know how long it will take to hit the exchange, man. You can go and have a look at their roadmap in the white paper and get an idea of their targets, but exchanges are notoriously difficult to deal with and difficult to, I don't want to say difficult, but it can take some time and some expense to get you listed on a coin listed on an exchange. So it's hard for me to predict at this stage, man, when Qlink will actually be listed on an exchange. However, I believe the tokens will be distributed. Oh, I can't remember. I had a look into it all. I've had a look at that many ICOs recently that I don't want to give exact dates. For me, man, it's not that important anyway. Qlink's got a 1 month vesting period on it, so when it hits the exchange, I can't sell it anyway. So for me, it's not that important. Oh, right. You have opened the tab. No, I don't know, man. Typically, does it take 4+ months for one to get listed? Depends on the exchange, depends on the funding behind the coin. There's a lot, that's a kind of a how long's a piece of string question, man. When I first got into the economy, there were very, very strong rumors about PIVX being listed on Poloniex. Hasn't happened. They were rumors that were circulating well before I was involved with PIVX. So I'm not sure where those rumors came from, but they were very, very strong rumors. So yeah, it's one of those things. It can be a bit difficult to gauge exactly, unless you're prepared to pay, you know. Oh, Crypto Chronicus, Fishcoin would have a lot of trouble getting listed, and so will Cheetah Coin, Agent Smith's project. Having said that, I've got to tell you, when I see Bitcoin Diamond and Bitcoin Cash with their current valuations, I say, why not Bitcoin Cheetah, just to prove my thesis on the Bitcoin prefix, on the, you know, being worth more than the actual technology itself. Unfortunately, a lot of people would probably end up losing a lot of money in my social experiment, although maybe the crypto wave investment crew would use it as a currency, who knows? To see. Hey, PIVX has done well. Big shout out to Bo Vosh, who took a big hit on that, right down on lows at 35,000. And big shout out to those who have stuck by us through some difficult times at PIVX. So, no, I won't say difficult, just, you know, we're going to experience challenges when we're developing what is revolutionary technology. And I can say that because it's not been done in the crypto economy before. So yeah, thank you to all the investors and to all the PIVX supporters, all the Pivians who hodled those coins. I hope you got some good rewards through the thing. Oh goodness, it really spiked up hard for a moment there. Guys, it's hit as high as $4. That's interesting. Really nice growth there. Good to see. Good to see for all the PIVX hodlers. There's a few of us. It's a big community. PIVX at 381. Yeah, I got it at 382 on Bittrex at the moment. 39245 as Satoshi price being the bid and the ask at 39,280. Awesome stuff. Oh yeah, thanks Pablo. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I think most of the people here probably already subscribers. Anyway. Genesis Vision rocks. I sold some Raiden profits to buy GVT under $3. Nice, man. We're going to use the dev funds on. I think Cranky Pete is referring to Cheetah Coin here, and he said we'll use the dev funds for exchange in a Ferrari. Everyone's so into cars. You guys are all into so into cars. I never got into them. I'm not even going to read that, BB Junkie. You should be buying 350 PIVX today. No, I'll read it. In the interest of not censoring my channel, BB Junkie said, I almost accidentally bought 300 in PIVX today instead of selling. All I clicked the wrong tab. Oops. So what you're trying to tell me is you sold 350 PIVX. BB Junkie, we're no longer friends. No, I'm kidding, of course. And remind BB Junkie that he sold 350 PIVX at $3 or $4 in a year from now. Oh, you rebought cheaper, cheeky trader. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. I do a little bit of trading myself. Wilkie dumps bags much bigger than that, bro. He won't half trade anything. He never does split orders. It's like it's too time consuming or something for him. He just goes dump, buy, dump. He's just, yeah, the whole bag. Steam, good grow. Yeah, Steam has grown well, man. Back over $1. I still think it's way too cheap though. I really do. It's one of the few, it's one of the few that's actually got a working product, like a proper working product with a lot of users. It's running well. I think that it's a quality social media platform. I think it's going to hold first in market dominance by being the first to come up with this sort of, as far as I'm aware of anyway, to come up with this sort of structure for blockchain technology overlaid with social media news, if you like. I think it looks good, man. Let's have a look at Steam. I think it was at around $1 last time I checked. Yeah, I picked up a little bit on the exchange when it was under that $1 mark. I just thought, why not, man? Like only extra 20 Steam or something, but Jay, you know as well as I do, man, we've been up around $1.80 for Steam, right? Close to that $2 mark. So yeah, for me, I think it's good buying still, because I don't think that social media platform has hit its peak yet. And there's a lot of passionate Steamians, as I should say, we call ourselves. So just taking a quick look at Steam now, but it did run up over that $1 mark. Let's have a look. Steam. All right, $1.20. I'm a dick. I know. $1.20 basically. $1.19 being the bid, $1.20 being the ask. 12,235 in Satoshi, and 12,350 is basically where it's at the moment in Satoshi. I think you'll see good growth on that. It spiked like crazy. A lot of these coins pumped overnight. PIVX pumped, like big pump and then drop. It was, it's not compared to how this market can move, but they were pretty big spikes. It happened on a few of them. Exclusive coin was a monster spike. Big spike. Okay, let's have a look at the chart. Yeah, I think it's good, Jia. And it looks like it's got that restoring confidence at the end of the chart, man. Look at that sideways movement. Look at that sideways movement. That's what we like to see. I don't even know if you can see that. I'll just tilt it like at a bunch of different angles. Okay? Yeah. All right. Yeah, there's the chart. So anyway, good sideways movement with a nice looking uptrend at the end. I think as they clear those, or perhaps find more efficient ways to clear the application process, I think Steam has a real future. Could be wrong. I was also a massive fan of MySpace. I am joking about that, by the way. Crypto Chronicles, by the way, I sent four BTC for $3 fee, and it was available on my Bittrex in less than 10 minutes. Good to hear. It was like, wow, that's fast. You want to see fast Crypto Chronicles? Try PIVX, my friend. Split second and thousandth of a cent transaction fee. Even if you send in $1 million, which you're welcome to trial by sending to this PIVX address in the description. I'm joking, don't send me $1 million. Let's have a look. Nada. You will not believe this, bro. Nada N. I've got to talk to you about this if you're still in the chat, man. I realize I'm catching up on old chat. But Nada N has just actually come up with the first crypto that I ever worked for. Legend. Nada bought a heavy bag of Encryption's DNA token. They're utilizing blockchain tech to create a platform for securing and selling genomic genomics data. Sorry about my pronunciation there. Now, to believe it or not, I know David Copesell personally, man. Dr. David Copesell is the CEO of Encryption. We had some great communications during his ICO phase. I did a little bit of publicity stuff for him. Really enjoyed dipping my toe into the crypto world, and that was my first experience actually doing some publicity work for a team. I saw David's vision as brilliant. I saw it as an absolutely necessary use of blockchain in allowing so many things. I mean, if you're talking about having a private key to your genomic data, it allows doctors, nurses to access that data when you allow them to, all right? And they can get better information on your medical background and your genetic makeup to better target treatments, they can do more research. You could actually hire your genetic information out to scientific researchers. I thought it was a cool project. When I spoke to David, I interviewed him actually as part of it, you know, proper interview, and took notes and all that. And I said, look, are you going to, if you get someone like Pfizer, I mean, Pfizer is a $67 billion market cap company last time I checked. Let's say 70 billion. I said, you know, this is peanuts for them. If you got a buyout offer, would you accept it? He said, look, we'd take them on as an investor, but we'd be careful never to lose our vision for the project. And I just went, yep, this guy's in for the long term, you know what I mean? And he really impressed me. He basically ran his own ICO as well. Not basically, that's how we first got in contact. He personally messaged me and thanked me for my investment. I said, oh, I appreciate it, but I'm sure it's just a, you know, generic David Copesell at the end of it. He goes, no, it's me. I said, right. And we just got chatting and went from there. So yeah, sorry to ramble on about that, but it's not a project I talk about a lot. It is a project with a low market cap coin, low market cap at the moment, DNA. Really, really cool trading symbol, obviously, for something that's using blockchain and genetics. DNA works perfectly. Brilliant. So in terms of marketability, yes, very, very good. The problem at the moment is availability, and I believe it's only available on Ether Delta at this stage. Let me just take a look for you on CoinMarketCap and see if it has been listed on any other exchanges. I haven't spoken to David in ages. I'll have to give him a yell out. I've got his email address, so I can email him and say how things going. Up 1.2%. I believe it's only on Ether Delta at the moment. Low market cap coin. But yeah, I think it has a big future. If David and his team can get it right. 100 million DNA in total supply. And just going to have a look here. What do I want? Markets. I think it's Ether Delta. Yeah, it is Ether Delta. Now, basically anything that is offered on Ether Delta and Ether Delta only. No, don't classify it only by this. But if you're finding something in the blockchain world that you say, hey, that's a really good use of blockchain. That's smart. They've got a good team behind them. They seem dedicated. They're continuing to develop. There's updates. Why is it not moving? And it's only listed on Ether Delta? That's probably the reason. Because Ether Delta, I have been told, is difficult to use, even for experienced traders. So the user interface is perhaps not as intuitive as other exchanges. So when you find a circumstance like that, if you are good, I've never tried Ether Delta, so I am only talking from anecdotal experience, but if you are good with that sort of stuff, you know, it can be a place that I've noticed a lot of coins that go into Ether Delta then tend to go up when they get listed on other exchanges. So I don't think a lot of people are confident buying them off the Ether Delta exchange. All right, thanks for giving me the opportunity, Nada, to actually, yeah, to reminisce. It's only 5 months ago, man, but Dave's a great guy. Really, really down-to-earth guy. Or 6 months ago, I think it was. But point is, it's a really interesting project. Just going to see what Hourglass said. Hourglass said, so I'm keeping track and experimenting with this YouTube channel. He gives investment advice, and I paper traded, then put $300 in on coins he's been mentioning, turned $300 into $2,500 in 2 weeks. That's awesome, dude. It's a good run. Again, my PIVX address is listed in the description, and you're welcome to send that to me. I'm joking. Yeah, Pete's not a big fan of the big pharmaceutical companies. And that's what I loved about David's answer, Pete, is he said, no, we're not selling it to them. They can come on as investors, but we're going to keep control. We'll keep the vision intact at least. Oh, really, Nada? Nada said, look, there's a slight learning curve on Ether Delta, but it's actually become my favorite exchange. And Jaus agreed. He said, yeah, Ether Delta is where the real gems are because not many people are using it. Okay, I'm back up to current chat, guys. So if anyone does have any coins they'd like to take a look at, you're welcome to pop them in the chat. One that's been performing really, really strongly on the back of Agent Smith and fish grabbing it is Komodo. Now, obviously, Komodo does have that Monos ICO coming up. I've talked about several times it being a decentralized ICO and first of its kind. I think that is going to be very interesting times. And Monet's was hitting over $3. I'm going to just check it now and see where it is sitting at the moment. Rise, I like. See, I've been talking about Rise since it was below 25 cents. I don't know where it is at the moment. We'll take a look at it next. EOS, what up? Okay, no worries, guys. Chuck them in. We'll have a look. But first, I'm going to have a look at Komodo. I know we look at it a bit often, so I'll have a quick look at it. You guys know what I like about that at the moment, and also going forward. It's been a strong performer ever since I've been in the economy. ED gives you an advantage being Ether Delta, Pablo said. Ether Delta gives you an advantage since people have trouble with it. Yes, I do agree. Because I can't be bothered with it because I've heard it's really difficult. But, you know, as far as trading goes, I'm actually fairly confident and savvy, so maybe it's something I should have a look at it. You guys heard of BitClave? I know nothing about it except some appeared in my wallet. Pete, these airdrops and bloody forks are going nuts, man. I swear a day doesn't go by where I haven't received a new coin from somewhere. You know what I do? Just bag hold it. I don't really care. It's free money anyway as far as I'm concerned. Because massive one day I'll sell it, look at selling it then. I'll just go whatever, chuck it in there. Most people sell them off, you know, and that is probably the best idea because most of them take retracements. Most of them take retracements that I've seen that get airdropped and forked and that sort of thing. No, I hadn't heard of it, by the way, Pete, to answer your question. All right, we're going to have, yeah, Komodo has popped over $3. It's you know, retraced from its highs, but over $3. We were calling it at 2 and below, anywhere below $2. I think if you check back on my videos, love bragging at this time in the economy. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's cool, man. Jazz got a tool for checking your airdrops, and he's going to drop that over on our Discord group. By the way, for those watching later, I know a few people do watch these videos afterwards. You are welcome to join our Discord group, and the link is in the description. It's a great place for crypto discussion. Continues on the convo after the beeps come through all night, so if I leave my computer on. So you're welcome to join in. Okay, let's have a look at Rise, one for Z. And I'm interested in having a look at an ICO that Z has brought to me. Look, I think people have gotten bearish on the ICO market. You know me, when people are fearing, that's when I like to get a little greedy. And I think ICOs are there's been a testing phase, you know, and I think people have realized that valuing ICOs with $200 million valuations before they've even hit market is it's probably somewhat of a day in the past. In any case, Rise has had a good rise. For those of you interested, fork of Lisk. Additional programming languages, I believe, is the main value proposition of Rise. In any case, a DApp platform. Now, I think the DApp platforms have proven themselves over and over and over again to be good investments at the top end of the market. The question is now, is that top end getting too crowded? Like, why would someone choose Rise over Lisk when Lisk has Java and you know, a lot of programming languages that are already adopted by the masses, and same with Neo. We start to get to this question now: why would we use Rise unless it's going to be easier or cheaper or something like that? That's the question. I still like it because I think there's room for a few players, but my question is how many? How many can we jam into the space? And it's an interesting thing. But as a lower market cap coin, see, I haven't got a bundle of it, man. I haven't got a massive bag, but yeah, I'm holding some. I bought it at 25 cents. Sold out a little bit because I had to run out. I'll look to buy it back if it dips. You know how to play the game. I like the project though, dude. I was hearing more noise about it a couple of months ago. That's when I started buying up around 25 cents, and yeah, I've done all right. When I say buying up, it wasn't like I was putting massive amounts into it. Crypto Care, Tazo's already at a $762 million market cap and not hit markets. Yeah, exactly, Joe. And there's a lot of difficulties with that sort of thing. I met a guy that started yelling at me about ICOs. I said, that's a pretty broad brush. You cannot dismiss every ICO. It takes a lot more work these days to find the good ones, though. Agreed, Mark G. Yeah, I think anyone who completely dismisses ICOs is as ignorant as the people who completely dismiss the altcoin market, because it's ill-considered. It's not a researched opinion in my view, because some of the ICOs, the venture capital that they're looking for the level of the project they're trying to undertake is absolutely reasonable. You cannot build a telecommunications network, a revolutionary telecommunications network like Qlink for less than $15 million. And if you think you can, give it a go. You probably end up with a couple of cups and a bit of string going between you and your neighbours. These days, that'll probably still cost you $15 million. Like, you got to remember, $15 million is not as much money as it used to be. Giving a Tree Cultivator, welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while. About Humanic at 0.00001225 and sold at 0.00011795. So about a 50% gain there, just under. Very, very good. Now back down to 1200. Yeah, good, man. That's good trading. Well done. I've completed some excellent trades on Chaincoin. I've been trading that like a champion. Stoked with it, eh? It's a coin that I don't really want, so I think that when you get that freed up mentality of I don't care if I drop it all, as long as it's higher than where I bought it, it allows you to trade like an absolute demon, because you're putting your buyout is so much lower because you're like, I don't even really want it back. And you're like selling, buying back. So yeah, Chaincoin, even on a downward trend, I've absolutely murdered it. Traded like that. Yeah, I still think it's got huge potential in that it can get confused with Chainlink. And that's the only thing it's got going for it. No, I won't say that. That's so rude. No, look, honestly, the tech behind it is pretty good. But I just think that, you know, recent price predictions of $10 a coin are a pie in the sky for the level of development that's been done on that particular project. Chainlink, on the other hand, you guys know I'm getting more and more bullish on that. Hey, ARK. ARK was one that we called at $2.50. Well over $3. But there was another one that someone asked me to have a look at. I can't remember what it was. It was rising. Oh, and EOS. Yeah, EOS has been getting a lot of attention because it just keeps pumping. It's incredible. Incredible bull run. We're going to have a quick look at it for you, Mark. Won't be a second. You've been buying Smiths for like a month now. No, still no Tezos. Oh, I got it. Very clever. For those of you who don't know, the Tezos, I don't know if it's an international thing. I think it was, but they were a little toy that you got in your Smiths chips in Australia. The good ICOs are getting smart, like Gladius, openly telling people what the founder's sell date is and delaying it. In their case, 18 months. Exactly. And man, the ICOs are getting smarter and smarter because the smart money's coming and they're not just going to put money into anything. You guys have seen the way Wilkie, you know, there was this stage that we went through. It was really, really funny. We went through this stage in the economy. We'll have a look at EOS in a second, Mark. But there was this stage in the economy where it was almost like the creators of these blockchains and the developers were sitting there saying, well, why should we take your money? It was almost like you had to prove you were good enough to invest in it. And Wilkie came in from old school, and he's just like, WTF should I give you my money, mother? And he would get super aggressive. Don't treat me like I'm a child. You want my money, you tell me why I'm going to give it to you. And that sort of attitude is, honestly, when you're talking about your own money, that's the attitude you should take. Why should I give you my money? What are you going to do with it? Don't sit there and play big to me because you got a blockchain project. Wilkie just gave it to him. And honestly, it's not a bad strategy, because at the end of the day, you know, they need the venture capital as much as their blockchain project is needed. WTC, Walton Coin, is that? And OMG have been on the sky, obviously, been pumping. Thanks, Mark. We'll have a look at EOS, man. You called that out first. Yeah, on the sky, I'm holding. I said, I think I bought below 7 and then bought below 8. And I said above 10, for sure. Like, I'm not for sure, but I thought at least get back to historical highs, or at least above $10. It's very hard to call with certainties in this market, but I'm just going to have a look at EOS because it's been getting. Is anyone? Oh, I'm going to have to find out where it's traded. Sorry, EOS. I've got a few exchanges open. Maybe I can just find it on one of these. Yep, there it is. Trading on Binance for anyone interested. And if you're not on the Binance exchange, there is. I don't even know anymore. Referral thing. EOS software. Oh no, that was just a. Just trying to find it here. Won't be a second. Exchange, basic. But yeah, there is a referral link for Binance if you want to get trading on there. It is a popular platform. It's becoming increasingly popular. Good referral program going on. So if you have friends that are getting in, create your own referral link and do what I'm doing now. You'll earn a little bit of commission off their trades. So that's cool. Okay, what are we looking at? EOS. Yes, here we go. All right, I'll get it up against BTC. I've been using that Ether trade over at Binance. BTC. PIVX jumped. PIVX just pumped. Joe, why? See, this is the thing, right? BB Junkie came on and said, I just sold 300 PIVX. Now you've just said, I've sold 500 PIVX. Are you guys forgetting that we're about to be available in Korean 1? You know, the whole altcoin market is pumping. All the coins are going up. So unless you're moving it back into fiat. No, sorry, please make your own decisions. But yeah, good to see you guys getting gains on it though. I'm happy about that, you know. I knew that, like, I work with the team, so I know we're a strong community. I'm not, you know, I can't predict price points. All I said is that I thought we'd get it back above $4 and at least to historical highs again. I've never really been keen on predicting a price point or an eventual price or anything like that, because I think it's a little bit irresponsible. Guess who drops in right at the right time? Bo Vosh. I was saying at the start of the chat, Bo Vosh. How's that buy you made on PIVX, man? What, 35,000, 36,000 Satoshi? Not to mention the US dollar price at that time. I think it was $2.80. You doing backflips at the moment, Bo Vosh? And I know you're staking it too, because I know you're really savvy with that stuff. So yeah, stoked for you, man. And you deserve it. You do a stack of work over at our Discord group on technical analysis and stuff like that. You've been involved a lot in conversations, so you deserve it, man. Well done. Mark G, never used Bitfinex before. Infinitely better than Kraken. I'm not shilling, just telling. Kraken, you can't modify submitted orders. Bitfinex, you can, and other benefits. Cool, man. Yeah, modifying submitted orders, that's pretty cool. I like that idea. I don't know if that feature's available on any of the other exchanges I'm using either. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool point of difference for the Bitfinex exchange there. That's awesome. Good man. Joe's put that money straight back on the buy wall. So any money he's made on PIVX, it's a speculative move to look to take advantage to just grab that little bit of extra PIVX out of the market because it's so valuable to him. Good on you, Joe. Now, look, some people trade for a living. So how can I be angry at people who, you know, some people are trained in it. That's their living. How can I be angry at them for making their living out of trading? They're taking a risk doing it. So it's fair enough. Seb Fox dropped in for the chat. How are you, man? Bitfinex has the highest volumes on BTC. Best liquidity. Thanks, dude. Yeah, Bitfinex is like anecdotal evidence. Again, I haven't used this one myself, but the anecdotal evidence is excellent for Bitfinex. The only, I guess, conspiracy theory would be the best way to label it. The only conspiracy I've heard is about their association with Tether and whether, you know, essentially a fractional reserve banking repeat is going on in the crypto world, where they're just hoping that everyone doesn't try and change their Tether into US dollars at the same time. Look, I can't confirm or deny that. It's a conspiracy theory. Cool. All right, guys. Yeah, so EOS, by the way, chart looking really, really good. It's trading at, where are we? Sorry, I'm just, yeah, bids at 28,711. Ask is at 28,950 according to the Binance exchange. Fiat currency, you're looking at $2.78. It has been bullish, bullish, bullish. I said yesterday I'd said buys at $2.28. I don't know if it ever dipped down to that point. Did it? Does anyone know? Because we got asked on the show about it yesterday and I said, oh, $2.28. I hope it got there for that person who was looking to buy back. But I always, you know, I'm not a financial advisor, guys. And honestly, not even Warren Buffett can actually read the markets. He can probably affect them, but you can't read the markets with certainty, guys. So that's why I say, look, I'll give my opinion, but you really have to do your own research and make your own decisions. BB Junkie said that looks like a pump and dump on PIVX. Yeah, man, I just put 50 million in. No, I'm joking. I've been buying EOS on the way down from $2.95 to got to $2.38. I wasn't far off the mark. Oh well. You heard of a PIVX clone, but doing decentralized marketplace? No, I haven't, man. I probably should keep an eye on that if someone's cloned PIVX. PHORE. I'll make a note of that because we'll have to ask the dev team if they've heard of that and what's going on there. Thanks for the heads up, Bobosh. Oh, yeah, Intercept. Mark G said, just an opinion out of my yapper, but I think EOS will hit the 75x next year that Ether was last year. Whoa, 75x, man. You do know where that puts the valuation of, you know, just to put that into perspective, 75x on that market cap has it surpassing Bitcoin if Bitcoin was to stay stable. Let me just check. But I'm pretty sure that's about right. What's the market cap at EOS? That's a big prediction, Mark. 75. Actually, Ether is 95x. Yeah. Well, PIVX is 560x, man, from 12 months ago. 560x or something like that from 12 months ago. But it doesn't necessarily determine the future either. EOS currently valued at 1.3, so call it 1.4 billion. You want to go 75x, that puts it up at 75 billion plus another. It puts it up at 100 billion, man. 100 billion market cap, which, okay, not quite with Bitcoin, but, you know, double Ethereum's price now. I don't know, man, 12 months, I think that's ambitious for those sort of price predictions. But anything can happen in the crypto world. Yeah, that's a good point. Ethercept said EOS doesn't even launch till June 2018. So all that 75x is going to have to come in half a year. Ether was in January. Yeah, that's a good point. Ether was 5 in January. That's a good point. It's happened quickly. Good debate. Good debate, guys. When Verge dip at Ethercept, Zhao's asking Ethercept, Ether was working in January, EOS market cap is pretty high. It's a good debate. It's an interesting one. Yes, but all other caps are going up. Yeah, but there's also going to be dilution in the market as more coins come into the mix. You guys know EOS is still ICO and the price is not fixed. Yeah, exactly. There's, you guys need to be aware of what Pete's telling you there, because if you're investing in EOS, same as Power Ledger, same as a lot of those things that don't actually even have a functioning blockchain yet. That's why I prefer $15 million market cap on Qlink, which actually has a working prototype product and a massive team behind it to that evaluation on EOS. That's just my personal opinion. There's a lot of huge EOS fans out there saying it can be the Ether killer. I always found that term just unnecessary. Are we going to be the Ether killer? Why does Ethereum need to die for something else to succeed? I don't think it does. I've always given you my opinions on the advantages of a competitive marketplace. I think it's important to have competition. Lumen had nice gains today. The People's Ripple. Extensive buzz about Lumen's partnership, nearly fastest transactions, versatile features. Cool. Obviously a Lumen's fan there in Giving Tree Cultivator. There's a few people pretty interested, man. Obviously the peak of interest came when they were announcing the agreements and arrangements with IBM. I want to say IBM. But yeah, they've had good times in recent months. Zhao said, I have a big privacy gem that no one is talking about and it will explode next month. Well, I am talking about PIVX, Zhao, so I don't know what you're talking about. Just joking. Obviously, Zhao's found a little hidden gem. Drop it over on Discord, Zhao, if you're not prepared to drop it in the chat. What did you miss? Just me ranting as usual. Zhao, Verge equals life, never dip, only when dancing. You guys are silly. All right, back to the live stuff. Yeah, IOTA has done well. I see IOTA as a coin flip, by the way. Could take on Bitcoin, could die altogether. That's seriously how I see it. And if it takes on Bitcoin, obviously you've got massive gains to go from here, which is why I've taken a bit in it. And we had 40% gains on that in the last 24 hours. Just do a quick update to make sure I'm giving you fairly current information, because you know how quickly this can move. But yeah, 41% actually. Oh, wow, IOTA, $1.17. I missed it at 44 cents. That's when I first looked at it. And I went to pull the trigger and then they had that security scare and I went, and I got fearful. Stupid. Because it is developing technology and there's going to be scares and bugs to be worked out along the way. Now, my understanding is that IOTA actually does have the potential to take on Bitcoin because of the major differences in the technology that's being used in Tangled technology, where essentially transactions are authenticating other transactions, leaving with a network cost of zero. So there's no transaction fee. And essentially, the more people who use the network or use IOTA, the more it will speed up. I have to have some in that. I'd rather hedge in IOTA than hedge in Bitcoin Cash because it is actually a completely different value proposition. So for those of you who hedge about Bitcoin someday dying, I think people will get sick of it. So I think if Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash are to go full civil war over this and argue for the next 2 years over who's the real Bitcoin, it's kind of negatively affect them both in the long run. Might have positively affected them short term, but I think it brings too much spotlight onto the fact that Bitcoin itself does have issues that can be improved upon. Otherwise, why are they doing these things? People will join those dots eventually, and I think all that Bitcoin Core and Bitcoin Cash are doing by fighting is actually highlighting problems with both networks that altcoins give a real alternative to. My personal opinion, once again. Risky crypto is not just going out on a limb, but break dancing on the tip of that limb. Play it safe. Yeah, it's good advice. Yeah, keep your budgets. Don't get carried away with it. You know, keep it within budget. You're investing. It's the best way to do it. Mark likes Kyber. What is your prediction for the upper and lower range of PIVX 12 months from now, Mark G? It's probably a little irresponsible for me to be talking about that, man. Like, I didn't mind saying it. I see it getting back to historical highs because that's something I say about a lot of coins. So I don't really see that as pumping or hyping prices, but given I work at PIVX, man, I think it's a little irresponsible for me to actually make price predictions. So there has been price predictions of astronomical figures made by the public, which are completely, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry, especially not within 12 months. But, you know, there are some other price predictions around there that are certainly achievable, which I'd be, you know, hoping we get to. But for me to actually put dollar figures on them, man, I think it's a little irresponsible. Any other coin, I guess I'm prepared to have a little bit of a like rough estimate on. But man, you know me, long term, I don't really like to give price points because we're such a long way from where we are and where I intend to actually cash out on, you know, significant amounts of my investments. Yeah, I'm an Ether holder over BTC for sure, Pete. I'm the same. Pete said, laugh out, yeah, your favorite project, you're an advisor on Ethereum. I have grown to love Ether. I'll hold it over BTC. Yeah, man, me too. It's just, guys, everyone who's started transferring Ether, Neo, well, not PIVX because we're not a DApp platform, but Ether and Neo have just started to say, whoa, like it's quick, it's inexpensive. Why are we using BTC? And it's a question that the BTC core, I think, are going to become under increasing pressure to answer if they're going to continue to try and act as a currency rather than a store of wealth. Giving a tree cultivator 10x, man, can I complain? Let's have a look at 10x. You guys, I've bragged about this enough, $1.50. You guys know where I bought it. Sat here live and said I'll buy it at $1.50, and then I did it. Pulled that trigger, ready to go for this sort of a run up, back to $2.31. Sorry about all the clicking, but that's over 50% from where I bought it not long ago. Not long ago at all. So really stoked with that one. Yeah, it's a good project, man. You guys know my thoughts on 10x. I think there's a strong team behind it. I think Julian is, some people would say eccentric, but some people are going to probably call me a lot worse than that. So I like him. I think he's a good motivator, and you know, that sort of a team needs a good motivator. I think once these cards start really coming out strong, like they really fix up their scaling of getting the cards out there, you're going to see a really good increase, and especially when they increase the residual income for pay token holders. Verge, yeah, Verge is a good project, man. Good, solid, anonymous coin. Ethercept actually does a bit of work over with the community at Verge, so yeah. It's had tough times recently, but you know, it was dipping off a pretty big run up. So all in all, it's doing quite well. What else you got in there? BAT, basic attention token. I got into ADDX myself. Similar industries, at least. I haven't had a thorough look at BAT, but ADDX has done really well for me. So I think advertising, decentralized advertising models are going to, you know, there's legitimate reasoning for that. I think that's a good use case for blockchain in the world. Yeah, I heard no fees. Sounds great. Exactly. Ethercept. Honestly, I'm in the field that Civic is saying they're working on. I read the white paper. If it was one of my grad students, I'd give it an F. That's a bit rough, Ethercept. But interesting that you're in the same industry. Dash is another good coin. Wouldn't hold it over BTC though. Yeah, Dash is a good coin. I've always said that. I just think it's gone the corporate route, and I think it's got into dangerous territories where it's about exclusivity again, right? It's about decentralization. Can't be about exclusivity, and can't be about only benefiting the top. And unfortunately, their proof of stake model heavily favors the people with $600,000, $700,000 to invest. So that's, for mine, like, I think it's a solid coin. I think they'll do well. I think it's corporate, but what am I trying to support? I'm trying to support decentralization. I'm trying to support a fairer spread of money in the world and wealth distribution, a fairer wealth distribution in the world. So how does supporting a model that favors the top so heavily do that? So it doesn't really fit with my own core values, which is obviously, guys, you know, that's why I'm with PIVX. Mark G said it here, PIVX creates income regardless of price, which is why it will help its price. Exactly. Well, you know, regardless of how many you're staking, yes, you can stake one PIVX. Not likely you're going to get a reward in the first 24 hours if you're staking one, but the point is it allows everyone to get in. It allows everyone in. Mark G got into Dash a couple of weeks ago. Well, that's just before its bull run, so well done. You've already made money. Has anyone heard anything about ICX going on an exchange? Late November, early December was mentioned before. Yeah, I think we're likely to see that. Seb Fox, there's been information. If you weren't on at the start of the show, we've received emails saying that the KYC process has finished. The refunds for those people who didn't weren't able to be approved through their KYCs is in the process of being distributed at the moment. And I can't imagine with a coin that is as organised as Icon and the founder being involved with an exchange, I don't think it's going to be long. Don't think it's going to be long. Exciting times for all of us. Ethercept said also not a fan of how Dash does their anonymity. Uncertainty is not true anonymity. That's a very, very good point, Ethercept. You know, I'd love to hear your thoughts on Zero Coin Protocol. I mean, Zero Coin Protocol was a white paper, so it wasn't something that was developed by PIVX, but we use Zero Coin Protocol for our privacy or anonymous feature. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, given that you are well researched on this sort of stuff. Very clever. Crypto Chronicles said, I could really use atomic swaps from USD to BTC, but with smart contracts. Jazz still waiting for his 10x card. Yeah, man, I hear they're going to try and clear up by Christmas, but the backlog has been known about. EOS is mooned at midnight EST 2 nights in a row. It's happening again. Is that like now? Is midnight now? Because I've told you, man, Asia's waking up when I'm on air. That's Asia's waking up time. So we're about 3 hours ahead of most of Asia, depending on whether you're east. Like majority of the money is going to come from the Eastern Asia. You know, Japan and Korea and stuff like that. But you will get you know, some money, I think, starting to come in from countries like India and places like that as well. So yeah, further to the west in Asia, I think the Asian market is going to be the one to watch, to be honest. I think it's going to lead crypto. I think it's been leading the world for a few years, for those of you who haven't woken up to it. Sorry to the US viewers. Alex working with Neo said Giving Tree Cultivator. Well, that would make my day. I haven't heard that, man. Thank you for bringing that rumor. Just to clarify for people who are watching, Giving Tree Cultivator's put a question mark at the end of that. I'm assuming that that's actually a rumor. Some cool chat. Interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Crypto Chronicles said, I received my shift card after only about 10 days. That's pretty cool. I'm back down to live because I'm missing out on too much and I'm just sitting here reading on chat. They are based on Ether. Don't know if they are changing that, said folks. I've missed a bit there. Sorry, guys. I missed a bunch of the chat. It's hard to keep up. It's not easy to go on rants and keep up with chat. Do my best. I'm going to say Chainlink still. I know I keep saying it every day, but it hasn't taken up the run that some of the other alts have, that have solid value propositions. And I think Chainlink's identified a flaw in, not a flaw, but something that they can add to Ethereum. And actually, it's not too bad. 2.5% in the last 24 hours, so it is starting to move. moved up above that 18%, 18 cent mark, so 18.6 now. So yeah, it is starting to actually make a move. I shouldn't complain too much. They're the sort of growth patterns I tend to like because it leaves it less susceptible to dumping. Thanks, BB Junkie. Just clicking that link now, bro. How do I get that? Oh, you've done HXXP. Oh, clever. Okay, come on, copy. I got it. Thanks, BB. I'll have a look at it after the show, dude. Can you drop that link over in Discord for us if you haven't already as well, just so the rest of the group can see it? All right, guys. Ethers, I really like the zero coin protocol. Oh, thanks, Ethercept. I really like the zero coin protocol, and the fact that PIVX does private as a feature and not all private is a good thing for the political appearance of the company. Thank you. It's hard to get a pat on the back from Ethercept. He came in and tore shreds off. Not tore shreds, but went in there hard with the technical questions. Really put Alex to the put him to the test live. None of that was planned. None of Ethercept's questions were pre-sent to Alex, and Ethercept had some beauties in there. So I'm stoked with that because to get a tick off Ethercept is not easy. He's a hard man to please at times. Thanks, man. That means a lot. And I'm really thanking you on behalf of the developers who had the brilliance to do that. Not so much me. Yeah. So anyway, let's call it a day. There's plenty of going on. I'm just going to check. I'll do what I usually do and just check the last hour. I'll do an update and do view all. Oh, the dog's run away. I can hear her. Looks pretty good. Whoa, 12.5% on Ambrosis in the last hour. I never really know the coins that are popping up in this economy. Hey. Yeah, so in the last hour, it's looking pretty good. Bitcoin itself has retraced to that 97.50, just only 1/3%. But the rest of the economy is looking fairly strong. It has looked quite strong, all in all. So yeah, if you are looking to get into coins, just remember that we have had massive gains over the last 7 days. Most of us will be pretty happy with their accounts. So yeah, just make sure you've been careful with your buy points. Don't FOMO it, guys. You can always, squeeze a little bit extra out of the market usually. So don't FOMO it. Pick some good points of support. Always take a little bit of profit along the way. It's responsible investing and it allows you to have some more capital to invest in the next project you want to get into. So that's my best advice for today. Have a great day, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow for damn it, Google Hangouts. I'll catch up with you tomorrow, guys, for another chat. See you then.